$25,000 is definitely out of that budget range. Is there any room?
Hey, that's my favorite too. My brother loves 4 whole fried chickens and a Coke.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Atlas. Today we jump back in here as Atlas. We're gonna go to court. That's right, it's time. Time for the hearing, time to figure out if we're gonna get out on bail, if we can walk the streets again, if we are a free human being. So let's jump right into the action and see what Atlas gets himself into in court. I was told to come here.
Let's see here. Alex Morning?
Atlas, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alice. All right, yeah. I'm supposed to take you down to court, sir.
All right.
How are you feeling? Have you had enough to eat and drink in here? Or could I get you water?
I could use some water. A little thirsty.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Stand by. Let me get you a couple of these here.
Don't want to pass out for my court.
There's a couple of waters and a sandwich. Oops. Well, I guess I'm going to have one too.
Well, I guess you needed one.
I'll throw you a sandwich too, just in case.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Guessing you're going to need me to turn around?
Actually, for court, we're going to try it this way.
Ah, okay. That works.
There we go. We'll try zip ties for court. Let me just, I do want to just test, make sure I can get them off. Hold on one second.
All right. Yeah, I get that. Oh, that is actually kind of cool. Awesome.
That'll work. No problem. Yeah,
that
for
works.
court, you don't have your hands behind your back. Front is fine.
Yeah, that works.
Perfect. I'll just ask that you follow me, please.
Of course.
On the chow hall door, please. Right this way.
I'm liking how this guy's taking this. He's taking it good. I actually kind of enjoy it.
On gate 1. Gate 2. All right. You just have a seat in there, sir.
If it lets me.
Yeah. If not, you might have to get up front, move seats. Oh, no, maybe I got to put you in. Hold on.
I think you gotta. There we go.
Look at that. Just like magic.
There we go. A little cramped, but it works. That's actually kind of cool.
Bravo 33 should bringing a prisoner for transport down to the city.
Oh, that's actually really cool. He's trying to figure out which door it is. Wrong one. Wrong one. There you go.
Make sure they're all locked.
I hope the judge is going to be in a good mood today.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet, so.
Yeah.
You never know with this judge, though. He's something else.
Yeah, I've heard rumors. I've heard he's good. I've heard he's bad. And shit, it depends on his mood.
Right? Maybe we should stop and get him a couple of donuts on the way down.
I would agree with that if it helps my case at all. Who doesn't love a good donut? I mean, me personally, I prefer dry white toast, but donuts are just as good.
Hey, that's my favorite too. My brother loves 4 whole fried chickens and a Coke.
Really? That's ironic. I think my brother likes chickens and Coke as well. Okay, the funny thing about that joke, this deputy, his name is Elwood. Elwood Blues. And his brother...
There's an asshole. He's with the motorcycle gang. He's up to no good. He's constantly got me at odds with my job over his antics.
I get you. My brother's a cop. He thinks I'm a freaking criminal right now.
Well, the optics don't look good, that's for sure.
I know. I mean, innocent until proven guilty, am I right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying you're currently being transported by a deputy sheriff down for court, so the optics don't look good.
That's fair. That's very fair. I love this guy. This is Hollywood, and he is amazing. He's great in this server. And the fact that he has a deputy named Elwood Blues gets him on my good side because I love the Blues Brothers. So anything related to Blues Brothers is awesome. It became nighttime very fast, but we made it.
You walk through first.
Okay.
That way I don't have to search you. Metal detector did it.
No, very funny, very funny. There you are.
Why don't we stop in on this room to the right here in case your lawyer needs to speak to you before we go in.
Okay.
Counsel, do you need a moment with your client?
Just a brief moment. Just a brief moment, sir. It won't be too long.
No problem.
I'll wait out here.
Yep.
How are we doing, Mr. Mornings? How you holding up?
Pretty calm, pretty calm.
All right. So, I was reviewing some documents prior to coming here in my office, and in that statement that you made, I just want, like I said, we're not fighting, but in that statement that you made, you did admit to shooting at Mr. Burgess inside the shop. So that's going to be a little bit of a roadblock for us. But from everything you told me and everything else I read and I've heard, I wouldn't panic too much. It's really going to be in the judge's hands tonight. We're going to fight the good fight here. See if we can get you on a bracelet, like I said, with a cash bail, potentially a curfew, and we're gonna from there. In regards to shooting at Mr. Burgess, like you said, what went down there, we'll talk about that more. But I think we have a pretty good case for self-defense in that. I think that is what the attempted murder charge is referring to, not shooting at the Jeep. So we're just going to go in there and hope for the best and see what we can where we go from there with the judge. It's ultimately going to be in the judge's hands tonight, though. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Alrighty. So let's just get ready for this. And like I said, we're not here to argue charges. We're not here to do any of that. We're here to plead not guilty and then deal with it further at a later date. And hopefully we can get you out on bail today. That's the goal.
Yeah, that's fair. And hopefully if I do get bailed out, we can talk more at your office.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need to. It'll definitely be a lengthier meeting, so we'll have to schedule something because we're going to go over everything in the plan. But let me get the officer here. Let's get ready to go in there,
Yes.
okay? Officer, we're all set.
All right, let's go right this way, fellas.
Alrighty.
We'll go up here on the left, Mr. Mornings.
Okay. Which seats are ours?
Proceed right up. I'm sure your attorney will know.
Yeah, we're going to be on, Mr. Morris, we're going to be on the left. If you go to the far seat on the left and just take a seat there, okay?
Good day, Your Honor.
All right.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're right, Mr. Moorings. Go ahead and raise your voice too, just so the judge can hear you. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, Your Honor.
Okay, that's better. I can hear you better.
I hope I sound okay, Your Honor.
I can hear you just fine, too. Okay, we'll be in session for the city versus Mr. Marines. It looks like you have an attorney there. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. My name is Attorney Barry Bernstein. I'll be representing Mr. Moorings throughout the duration of the case.
Okay, Mr. Bernstein. From my knowledge, I have 3 charges. Looks like they're looking for misdemeanor, misdemeanor for illegal firearm, and misdemeanor for looks like maybe a firearm discharge. Is that correct?
That is correct. Upon ruling, I just want to make sure we have everything straight, Your Honor. I believe there was 4 total charges. I just want to have everything straight for the record. I do hear you on the misdemeanors. I saw that. Um, the documentation below the misdemeanors. I did see an attempted murder charge. I don't know if you're seeing that as well. I just want to make sure we have everything for the record here.
Is this one? I believe this is for the when he was placed in jail on the 25th. That's 3
Correct.
charges. Yeah, I have 3 listed.
Okay.
Unless something new came up.
I was just reviewing the documents that I had received through reports and the listed charges. I can double check for you and I can reference where I'm referring to if you want to give me 1 second here.
Okay, on the 26th, I got the police officer sent me 3 charges. I can double check also as well.
All right. Let me see as well, just in case.
Has he had an arraignment yet or anything for this case?
This is it, I believe, Your Honor.
Okay, when were you placed in jail for this?
I was placed in jail, Your Honor, 3 days ago.
And you're just now getting to the arraignment / bail?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I want to make sure there's not 2 different things going on here, because all I had was illegal firearm discharge. Okay, I do see an attempted murder, Chapter 1. That came up on the 26th also, so I actually have 2 separate charges, but I just want to make sure. You also have the attempted murder, is that correct?
I do. Yep. I have the 3 listed here in the charges documentation as well as the Class B misdemeanor firearm. I do have attempted murder, class felony.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't know if there were 2 different cases, but it looks like it's all kind of wrapped into one with the total 1 of 4 charges.
Correct. Yeah, I believe that is what we have here.
I'm assuming you're going to be talking for him, is that Mr.
Yeah, I
Bernstein?
will be talking for Mr. Mornings tonight.
Okay, so we're going to do an arraignment. Since he did not get it within 48 hours of being arrested, this is what we'd like to do to get it going quickly. So, Mr. Bernstein or Mr. Mornings, are you aware of the charges that are brought against your client?
Yes, I am aware of the charges brought against my client, and I also had a chance to visit with my client, and he is fully aware of the charges that are placed against him at this time.
Okay, yeah. Is he going to enter a plea?
We're going to be entering a plea tonight during this hearing of not guilty on all 4 counts.
Okay. And he was already in jail for quite a while before this arraignment, correct?
Yeah, I believe it's been a decent amount of time that he's been in jail, pending bail, obviously for the seriousness of the last charge. So I'm assuming that is why he's being held without.
Yeah, he should, once he's arrested, and as an attorney, once you get word of somebody's arrested, if you're going to represent them, we need to get them in here and for arraignment within 48 hours.
All right, Your Honor. Duly noted. I will jot that for future reference as well.
Yeah, you can tell where you need to make sure we get it quickly, because it's much more than that. It's kind of borderline on the, you know, speedy trial being infringed on.
All right, Your Honor. No problem.
So what I'm okay, so you are entering not guilty for all 4 charges, and we can also discuss bail if that's something you want to bring up.
Yeah, we would definitely like to be discuss bail for my client here today as well.
Okay.
He's a good judge.
Your Honor, if I may say something in regards to the appointment of counsel, I was just barely appointed the case here for Mr. Mooring, but said for my record and duly noted that if I get a case as appointed to me in the future, I'll make sure I immediately apply for the arraignment hearing as well.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I just don't want they shouldn't be sitting in the prison cell waiting for a week for an arraignment. That should be pretty quick. So one, they know their charges. Two, if they want to discuss bail, we can do it, and they enter the plea then, and then we go into area after that for if there's enough evidence you can go to trial. But for now, this will be the arraignment slash bail. So I'm looking at basically 3 of the misdemeanors, SB, which is pretty much probably about $5,000 for fine each account on the low end. Oh no, correction. I'm for my eyes, Mr. Bernstein, I believe your client would be served time already served would take care of the misdemeanors.
All right.
But however, if he has the means, no, it's private. I'm going to implement a fine for the Class B at the lowest I can at 2,000 per charge. So that would be that'll be 6,000 for the fines for the misdemeanor.
Okay.
And as for time served, you already did that for those misdemeanors, the 3 days or whatever it is you were in. So time served for that is done in my eyes. And so those we're gonna not throw out because there's a fine. But so now we're just Class C felony, and he pleads not guilty. Said
Yeah, we're going to be pleading not guilty to the attempted murder charge.
okay. It's yeah, we'll wrap up this arraignment here. Arraignments don't take long, and then I'll set a preliminary of I can either talk to you separately when a good time for him and yourself is to set that preliminary trial to make sure there's evidence to go forward in the trial.
All right.
Have the state some time to get whatever evidence they have, so to make sure it's worth it going forward. And for bail, we're looking. I don't see a reason not to grant bail. I don't feel like Mr. Mornings is a flight risk or
Heck
anything
yeah.
of that nature. I will set it at $25,000 bail, which
Jeez.
is on the lower end again because of being held 3 days without your arraignment.
In regards to the bail, I did have a chance to speak with my client. Like I said, while I was incarcerated, I spoke to him earlier today, just to kind of prep for potential bail amounts. I do know that my client, obviously, since being incarcerated, hasn't been able to work. So I know that he has an X amount of funds available to him right now.
Yeah.
And obviously don't want to completely drain his funds so that when he gets out, he can feed himself and operate as he needs to in the state. I'm sure he won't mind me discussing what that amount is. $25,000 is definitely out of that budget range. Is there any room for budge on that? We have a couple other stipulations we're willing to implement with him if that's possible.
For what this turns into as a Class C felony, 25 is the by law or by state, I should say, is the lowest fine that we can implement. I can consider other options as well. Is there something you and your client has discussed?
Yeah, we discussed a few things. I discussed with him. Obviously, you're telling me that discussed a few things, but obviously what you're telling me is that the bare minimum in the statute is 25,000. My client has a total of $18,000 cash. So I'm thinking that we were willing to either potentially do 10,000, if that's potentially possible. And then I had talked to him about potentially, an anklet as well, just due to the amount of funds that he does have. And then I also talked to him as well that if 10,000 wasn't good, then we could probably push 15,000. But I think that's about as much as we can go. That in regards to his funding himself.
And I understand there's no bail bonds or anything like that in the city yet, correct? Or any kind of
Correct.
loans?
Yes.
Okay, so that does put a hamper on things as well.
But I think
Just be aware for the future, once we get some sort of loan person or some kind of loan system running up at the city, I will not be going under the minimum fines
that's understandable.
or bail. So what I am willing to do, I will do 10,000 for bail this
Yes.
time, or until we get some kind of loan system in the city going. Also, again, I don't feel like he is a flight risk, so I don't see the anklet being an issue.
Holy shit.
But conditions of the bail is that there is no weapons to be found on his person, his vehicle, or his home, because it is a attempted murder charge, and he is free to go to work if he needs to. So what we're gonna do for now, I'll set the bail at 10,000,
Yes,
and no weapons of any kind shall be found on his person,
of
vehicle,
course.
or house. Is there anything else you want to talk about that?
No, I think that's understandable. And yeah, he just wants to. I know my client just wants to be able to get back to his job. So
Okay. Um, I do expect a preliminary hearing to come up within this week. I just will have to get with Pete and see. Typically, I don't like having preliminaries more than a couple of days after the arraignment, but I need to give them and you also time to do evidence and discovery or things like that.
all right. So, in regards to the preliminary, do I talk to the state with that, or something that you and the state talk about, and we plan something for that?
I'm just going to let the state know that I'm probably going to give them a couple days to get the enough evidence to go to trial. That's not saying everything to prove he's guilty or everything that you need to prove he's innocent. It's just basically enough for them to get enough evidence to take it to trial.
All right.
If they fail to come up with enough evidence, then the cases will be dropped and that'll be it.
All right. That sounds good.
All right, so we were going to settle on 10,000. No weapons of any kind to be found on his person, vehicle, or residence, and that should be it. We'll be adjourned.
All right. Thank you.
And just make sure the fine is paid before he is released, there, deputy.
All right. Did you hear that, Mr. Mornings?
Certainly, Your Honor.
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
All right.
You get those zip ties, sir.
Mr. Mornings, I'm gonna wait for you out in the hallway. If you want to meet me in that conference room, so we can just have a quick chat.
Okay.
And, then we'll be good to go. Thank
Uh,
you, Your Honor.
Deputy, who do I have to pay for that bail
You
to?
guys have a night.
I don't know. I guess me, and I'll give it to whoever it's got to go to.
Oh.
22 is my number, if that helps. Or do we have to do a phone thing?
That should work.
Oh, that'll do it. Thank
All
you,
right.
sir.
Thank
Be
you.
safe.
Be seeing you. Free Atlas. Fuck yes. No ankle monitor. No fucking anything. Holy shit. That actually went in my favor. I cannot believe that actually worked. Well, that went good.
You want to? Are you able to take a seat for me real quick in the chair right there?
Yeah.
So that's honestly a little bit of a weight there. We don't have to be dealing with these misdemeanors. We just have to solely focus on this attempted murder and this whether this goes to trial. You know, they definitely, from what I've seen from the evidence, this probably will go to trial. But I will say this, Mr. Moorings, we have a very good case for a self defense in regards to that attempted murder charge. So I definitely need you. You know what I mean? Don't be speeding around the city. Don't be causing no trouble.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't think the state's going to be very happy that you're walking the streets, but this is what the judge ordered. This is what happens. So, don't be doing anything dumb. Obviously, I have faith in that you're going to do the right thing. You know, just go do your job. Um, if I know you have friends that are law enforcement. If they come over and they start talking smack to you, just don't even ignore it. Don't talk about the case to anyone at all. Okay, not your family, not no one. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just nothing about case needs to be talked to absolutely anyone but me. Um, that's just for what's going forward. You know, we don't know what could happen when we're battling in the preliminary hearing. You know, I gotta do some paperwork. We'll set up a meeting before that preliminary hearing as well. Go over everything in depth. Now that I have a little bit more time to go over all the stuff and break down, my understanding is that, like I told you, the murder charge is coming from the statement where you said you shot at Mr. Burgess inside the facility. But that's a very, very easy case to plant for self defense. Actually, under the factor that you were in your place of work. You were backed in that back room. So I think, like I said, we'll talk further, but I don't think we need to sit here and fight that you have the statement. I didn't. That's my fault for not catching that in the report earlier. But I was just trying to meet with you before then. Um, like I said, this is going to be up to you. But I think with the state having your statement of you saying you did fire at Mr. Burgess, our best case court action here is to fight for self defense here in regards to that situation. Um, Obviously, we can obviously you from what I see is it was Lieutenant Speedy from the state police was
Yes.
there. So we're gonna probably be calling Lieutenant Speedy as a witness. We're gonna get him to testify. Well, I don't know about testify, but we're definitely call him as a witness because he was there, and then we can kind of. I'll obviously have to take some time to prepare what we're going to be saying to him and whatnot in the hearing if it gets to that point. Um, but I'm very confident and I feel very good about how this went. Um, especially seeing how the misdemeanors are we don't even have to worry about those at this point. It's just this attempted murder charge, and we can really shoot for a self defense here and potentially get this. If it goes to trial, I think that we could potentially win this for a self defense due to the fact that you're claiming, and from my understanding is that this was a robbery. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
you and your business protecting your business, you had to do what's necessary. And if Mr. Burgess pulled a gun, then that deems you right in the Los Santos Customs being your property to defend yourself and your property. And the fact that Mr. Burgess had a gun, that right there is immediate threat to life and danger. You know what I mean? And you also had your friend Lieutenant Speedy there. So you know
Exactly.
at the end of the day, I really don't think that attempted murder charge is going to stick. And like I was saying earlier, that we get it dropped down to a reckless conduct. I don't think that we're gonna have to fight that there. You know, and the beauty of this situation here, and this is a matter for a later date, is the other three charges that you served the time for and the time served. Um, those are misdemeanors. So the positive thing is here is we need to get that to a self defense so that you are able to be a registered license to carry firearm owner again. If that attempted murder charge goes away, those are misdemeanors. You can have a firearm as a misdemeanor. In regards to it could get tricky. I got to look into it, but due to that one of those misdemeanors being a discharge of a firearm, it could be tricky. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think this is a positive outcome. You're on the streets. You don't have to sit in the jail, and we can go from there. You just got to be out there doing the right thing, and just keep your head down. Like I said, if the cops give you trouble, just be polite with them. You know what I mean? Don't get yourself in any more trouble. And definitely, like the judge said, don't be carrying any weapons. If I wouldn't carry any weapons, maybe carry a baseball bat or
Yeah, I
something for
carry a
something.
knife usually. That's about it.
Yeah, carry that knife. You know what I mean, and do that. You know what I mean. And if you are worried about carrying that knife, we can obviously get that checked out. I don't think the knife will be a problem though. So
Well, we are going to have to, at least I'm going to have to talk to the PD to get my items back because I did have everything taken from me when I was
what sort of
arrested.
items are you looking to get back?
Well, mainly my phone so I can have contact to my customers, my driver's license, a couple of parts that I had, the keys to my Miata, and possibly my knife. Because I did have those on me when I was arrested.
All right. Yeah. Let's definitely do that. If you want me present for that as well, I can do that. You just got to coordinate with me on when you want to go to the police station and discuss that. I don't think that should be a problem, especially for the phone and whatnot. There's no sense in you having to go buy a new phone and having to go get issued a new driver's license and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
I'm sure
exactly.
that won't be a problem. But any matters with the police, I just recommend that you have me present. So just let me know when you're trying to do that, and I can at least be there with you. You know what I mean, as your lawyer.
I mean, would you be willing to be available later today after I get changed and finally relax after
Yeah,
being in
just
jail?
just shoot me an email, or whatever, and let me know in regards to when you want to go down there and do that. And then obviously when you get your phone back, I can give you my phone number as well, and then I'll make sure I email you over my business card. You know, where the office is located over at 824, um, right over there, 824. So we're still in a little bit of construction over there, so don't mind it when you come there. But we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
get
I
this
get
hashed
that.
out. I don't know about you. I feel very confident. Thinking more and more about this attempted murder charge. I just don't. I think our best bet here, like I said, is self defense, and I think we have a very good case for it. So even if this goes to trial, I think that it can be claimed as self defense, and then this charge, gets annulled, and you don't have to deal with that. So.
Yeah, especially since I had a clean record before today.
Yep, correct. And I was talking to you earlier today at the prison about maybe potentially working out a deal, but like I said, as your lawyer, I give you the advice, and um, we'll talk more. Like I said, but I'm very confident that we can the attempted murder charge throughout, and the preliminary hearing. It might not even go past the preliminary hearing because we're gonna. I think that's when I'm going to fight, as it is a self defense thing. But I just got to look into it a little bit because I don't want to shoot myself and yourself in the foot um, by saying certain things at a preliminary hearing. If you get what I'm saying,
Yeah, I get that, especially
because I know,
since this
yeah.
started
So
with me trying to sue the other person involved.
yeah, it definitely does, and obviously, if down the line is something you want to sue, I obviously won't be able to represent you in that case, but you're very much have the opportunity to do so in your rights. If you feel like that is something that you want to go down that road. Um, I obviously would not be able to represent you in that, but as I don't deal with lawsuits myself, but
I get
you
that.
know,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably talk to another lawyer I think I know of through family.
who's your other lawyer?
Matthew.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard
He's
of
from
him. I
out
think
in
I've heard of
he's
him.
out in
Yeah, he
Blaine
he seems
City.
like he would do. He seems like he does great with that type of work. So yeah, definitely. If that's the route you want to take, by all means, do so. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
because I mean he did destroy my property and held a gun to my
yeah, and
face.
then that's money that you definitely need to get back going. But the beauty of this is you're on the streets. You're able to really get back to work. You know what I mean? To doing what you were doing before, and get some money flowing again. Get the business back up. I'm sure it's been hard on the business with it being closed. But I'm glad this is the outcome we have today. I was a little bit. I wasn't nervous, but you just never know what a judge is going to rule at the end of the day. So,
I mean, I
but this is a
appreciate the fact
positive
that
day.
there's no ankle bracelet. That makes me feel a little
Yeah,
bit
I mean, it
relieved.
makes sense. It makes sense with what he said. I only pointed out the ankle bracelet if they were worried about you being some violent person on the streets, that the ankle bracelet would at least be able to. That was going to be my fight if they said that you were a danger to the public. was that if we put the anklet on, they could monitor your whereabouts and whatnot. So luckily we didn't have to go. So it definitely is a good day, and I don't know about you, but I'm pleased with the outcome here for you. And yeah, like I said, we'll set up a meeting and we'll go from there. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All righty, Mr. Mornings. You like I said, you will be in touch, and the preliminary, like the judge said, would be relatively in a couple days from now. So we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, hopefully it goes our way.
Absolutely. So yeah, like I said, with the judge seeing that preliminary hearing in a couple days, we're definitely going to need to set that meeting up before the preliminary hearing, just to kind of have and go from there.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I hired you.
Yeah, it's just trying my best, man, and you seem like a great guy, and it's an unfortunate situation, but it's unfortunate the way that the police viewed it, but it is what it is. We just got to go through the judicial system, and I feel like justice will be on our side in this one, and we'll go from there.
Oh,
and
yes.
in regards to, I do want to mention that in regards to the firearms license down the line, I just want to know that if they do give you a hard time about it, then we can take you to court as well. And I do practice in that. So if you do want to use me for that down the line, we can get that taken care of. But that's what's focus on at hand, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Yeah, definitely, especially since I had the license before I was arrested. I'd really like to have that back.
Yeah, like I said, the only roadblock in that could potentially be the misdemeanor of a firearm. That, it could stipulate you not having a firearm, even though it's a misdemeanor, but and not a felony, because usually what it is misdemeanors that are related to domestic violence or obviously felonies will automatically disqualify you from having a firearm. But the misdemeanor of discharging a firearm, that could be a problem as well. But like I said, we'll cross that boat when we get there. Let's not worry about that. The big worry here is to let's get this attempted murder charge dropped off. That's
Yes,
the first boat
definitely.
we have to cross here.
That
Well,
is
all right,
important.
Mr. Mornings. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, all right, Mr. Mornings. Like I said, I'll be in touch with you via email, so I can figure out when we want to go down there and get your stuff, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
And if you leaving the courthouse, if you need a ride, just use the taxi if you know how to do that.
I should be able to figure it out.
Alrighty. Yeah, there's taxis that can come pick you up and take you to where you need to go. Okay.
Yeah, I really appreciate this again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm very happy for you. It's good to see you out here. So we'll be in touch. We'll get the meeting set up and we'll go from there. Okay.
Definitely.
All right, Mr. Mornings. You have a great night. All right.
You too. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
Woo! Free Atlas, baby! I am out. I am motherfucking out of fucking jail. I am out. We are free. Fuck yes. I'm so glad this actually went our way. Like, thank God. And we're gonna go out the front door. We're not criminals now. We go out the front door. We're big people. Do I have to talk to anyone? Nah, probably not. Get me the fuck out of this place. I am a free motherfucking man. No monitor, no bracelet, no motherfucking nothing. Fuck yes. Ha ha. Get me the fuck out of here. I need to go get me a taxi. I want my clothes. We gotta go to the fucking station. We gotta go get our shit back because they wrongfully took that from me. We're gonna fight this thing to the nail, folks. Aha! Atlas boy is out. Now we gotta go back to work. That's gonna be fun. Woo!